Should an F2P pull the Jing Yuan light cone? Short answer, probably not. Long answer, this entire video. In general, an F2P should really only pull for characters, and upon seeing the effects on this light cone, it kind of proved my point. Now hold on, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a powerful light cone for sure, but it's not very flexible, as the only one who can use the entirety of its effects reliably is Jing Yuan. Quite different from the Sela light cone, which is splashable enough to any of the other hunt characters. This one is rather iffy, so you might not get the maximum value if you aren't also pulling for Jing Yuan, which might not be the most viable option for F2Ps. Now let's talk about the light cone itself. 36% crit damage and 18% bonus to skill and ultimate damage, these are powerful and flexible. Those are already looking much better than the other 5-star Erudition light cone, the Milky Way, which is almost dead during a single target boss fight. That does look like the Milky Way, if you know what I mean. But the last part of the effect, Somnus Corpus, increased follow-up attack damage by 48%. This is the part that might not be utilized to the fullest by other Erudition characters. Why? Because Himeko's and Herda's follow-up attack doesn't have a reliable way of proccing unless you're fighting groups of enemies. One needs to break enemies 3 times, or one only works once per enemy when the enemy's hit point is lower than 50%. In boss scenarios, their follow-up attack is almost always dead. Even in horde scenarios where you can proc their follow-up attack more than once, subsequent follow-up attacks won't get the Somnus Corpus buff, because each time the buff procs, they will have to reapply it during their turn with their skill, which with their atrocious base speed, their turn will take forever to come up unless you have speed buffs or Bronya. Of course, you can just argue that they just need to use their ultimate to reapply the buff and not wait their turn, but ultimates aren't always up every cycle. What about the other Erudition characters then? Well, Serval doesn't have follow-up attacks, and Xing Shui only gets hers at E4 with a 24% chance of proccing. Don't worry, Xing Shui, I have crippling gambling addiction as well. So, at the end of the day, we only have Hot Daddy Jing Yuan who can use it the best, because his Thunder God is always in the turn order, and when it attacks, it is considered a follow-up attack. And since it's slow as a slug, Jing Yuan's turn will always come up first before the Thunder God, allowing him to use his skill to stack up the passive and applying the Somnus Corpus buff, or using his ultimate whenever it's up. Seeing how much damage the Thunder God can deal, adding another 48% damage bonus to that is just nut-slapping crazy. So should you, as an F2P, pull for Jing Yuan's light cone? Personally, I don't think it's worth unless you have Jing Yuan. I don't think as an F2P you will see much value if you only pull for the light cone alone. It's definitely worth considering though if you got lucky and got Jing Yuan early, or you're one of the Giga Chat skipping Sela to dedicate yourself for both him and his light cone. That's all I wanted to talk about. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.